you might be here just accidentally, by surprise. My name is Alexandra. I'm the founder of Urban Yoga Lab and Oxygen. Urban Yoga Lab is an employee well-being consultancy, and Oxygen is a sophisticated employee well-being platform. So, since I've experienced burnout myself in the workplace 4 years ago, I feel like that's my main drive. That's what makes me so much passionate about employees' mental health. And I know how does it feel to be an employee who is super engaged, enthusiastic, engaged, career-driven, target-oriented, and one day out of the blue, to experience burnout. And there is nothing more challenging in the way I see things when you are that type of person. It's a really traumatic experience in so many levels. So the question is, how do we help our employees to never experience such thing while they are at work? So that's what drives me. That's my life's mission. And I'm here today because since I experienced burnout 4 years ago, I decided to embark on a journey around the world for 2 years. Call it a middle life crisis that just came to be earlier in my life. So for 2 years, I traveled to 43 countries with one single mission: to heal myself, and also to immerse myself in different cultures around the world, to hack sustainable high performance via evidence-based well-being practices. Because I truly believe that an employee can be like ambitious and, like target-oriented and that kind of go-getter, but they can do it in a way that is sustainable, and that's so important. So how do we make this happen? In the next 30 minutes, my aim is to share with you some of my exact strategy on how to help your teams to thrive while working remotely. And as this month is Diversity Month, we will share with you a diversity and inclusion calendar at the end. Okay. So my next slide is all about who we are. So since we launched our business in 2020, we have delivered services to more than 50 big brands and all over the world. We have worked with some of the biggest summit and conference organizers in HR and occupational health. And we have also organized 3 mega corporate retreats in Jamaica, Thailand, and also here in London with some big brands in hospitality. Just about Oxygen, I just want to say that thanks to the great success we had with corporates, we decided to create a platform where we have digitized, productized everything we offer to make it accessible to SMEs and startups here in the UK. So I can tell you a little bit more about the platform later, but we are really proud of this product because it actually helps our clients, helps SMEs and startups who are in our network to support hybrid working and support their employees who work from home. Now, before we get started, I just want to make a point here, which is like really important. I want you to know that I'd love to be interrupted as soon as possible, as often as possible. So please let me know in the comments, your ideas, your questions, your thoughts. The way I see my webinars is like a forum where we exchange knowledge and ideas and best practices, right? So can you tell me in the comments, can you drop in the comments, how do you help your employees to thrive while working from home? In other words, what is your existing strategy, or what are your existing best practices that you have seen that work well when it comes to remote working? I'd love to hear in the comments. I'm just reading Anna, who said, my goal is to know more about remote work. Actually, my investigation is about the influence of remote work in productivity. I'm a psychology student. Amazing, Anna. Actually, I think the best strategies to remote policies are to offer flexibility. I love this, this idea. And to be honest, flexibility is the key. And it's not like because I want to start, you know, like I don't want to be kind of dramatic here when it comes to the challenges. But to be honest with you, there are some very, very, very alarming challenges that we, with my team, we get to see all the time. Number one challenge is time management. There is a study by the University of Warwick which found that employees who work from home are more likely to experience time pressure and work longer hours than those who work in the office. Work-life balance, such a big challenge. There is a survey by the 2UC which found that 44% of employees who work from home say it has made it harder to achieve a good work-life balance. Almost 1 out of 2 employees within our business feels that the work-life balance is not good. So I'm so glad that's exactly what you highlighted earlier on our poll. The next is isolation. Have you ever heard the word remoteliness? Actually, there is a term. There is a term which is all about those employees who work from home and feel lonely. And it is often, you know, it's a thing that is overlooked. I know many HRs who say, you know, Alex, that's just a phase. But the reality is different. Loneliness and isolation is a long-term issue. So working from home can be isolating, especially if you are one of those people like myself. If you are an extrovert by nature and you charge your human batteries by interacting with other people, you might find it hard working from home. And in fact, there is a recent study from Microsoft which shows that 61,000 employees found that home working can cause employees to be more isolated. So it is almost, we experience an epidemic of loneliness, especially among Gen Z employees. But then we also have some issues when it comes to distractions, right? I was looking at this report the other day, which actually shows that on average, an employee is getting distracted every 25 minutes. And it takes them to go back, every 3 minutes. And it takes them 25 minutes to focus again back to what they had to do before they got distracted. So if we get distracted every 3 minutes, and it takes us 25 minutes to refocus, can you imagine what that does to our productivity, right? And I know many people, they think that when we're working from home, we get distracted less. Let me tell you, the reality is different. 75% of employees I get to speak on a daily basis, they share with me how much they struggle with distractions, and distractions when it comes to household chores, their family members, their pets, but also the digital distractions. Imagine when you're working from home, how easy it gets to get distracted by your mobile devices, social media, YouTube. All those things can make us feel so much disoriented and so much even drained many times. And it's really, really important to, acknowledge or build some awareness in terms of what are the things that make us be distracted when working from home. Let's identify those things that almost kind of trigger us to just, get distracted. So the stats show that work from home, it's not an easy thing. And it's really important to make sure that we, as companies, as HR leaders, who are working towards creating a culture of reinforcing human connection, cultivating trust and flexibility. And this eventually can help us to improve employee well-being, mental health, and work-life balance. You spoke about flexibility earlier, guys, and I totally agree with you. This is the key, and this is really, really important. Buku said, I read an article says it is harder to balance work and life for women than men, married than single too. Very interesting, Burku. I'd love if you can actually share it in the comments. The next slide is all about the best practices. What I have personally as a corporate well-being expert, as a CEO of an employee well-being brand, what have I seen working really, really well the last couple of years when it comes to hybrid working? So the very first thing is about to actually help employees with work-life balance challenges. And the way we can do that is by providing employees with access to drop and well-being sessions with a coach. And this can help them to learn new strategies for prioritizing their mental health and work-life balance. So it helps them to find out how to follow a more kind of a step-by-step approach. So how does it work? Like how we can actually have a drop and well-being coaching sessions within our business. So the first step is identify a need. What is the main need? What is the main challenge that your employees are struggling with? You can do this via a survey. You can go and ask directly your employees to provide you with feedback. It might be your own observations, but it's really important to identify a need based on data. Once you will identify the need, the next step is finding a qualified coach. It's important to find a coach who adopts a very personalized approach. And that coach can actually, there are so many different coaches. Of course, you can choose the type of coach that fits, and it's a good fit for your business. The third step is about setting up a drop-in schedule. Now, those sessions doesn't need to be long, can be really short, and they can make such a big difference, those one-to-one sessions. So the way you can do it is by having an interactive calendar. And I can show you at the end, if you're curious to see how it looks like, I can show you an actual calendar we use with clients. So you can have your interactive calendar, and right there you can list the available slots so your employees can go and book themselves. And then it's about making sure that your employees get access to the coach when they need it without having to make an appointment. That's another very important thing when it comes to drop-in well-being sessions. The next one is about promoting. And it's interesting because there is this report from Gartner which shows that out of all the employee well-being programs, they are organized by businesses. And among all those businesses, only 47% of employees were actually aware of those programs. More than 60%, they had no idea that their organization offers benefits, offers some well-being initiatives. So it is really, really important to make sure that you actually get to promote the program internally and boost engagement. The next one is about what are the things that you will need to focus when it comes to drop-in well-being coaching sessions. So the focus can be on things like stress management, time management, can be work-life balance. A coach can help your employees to build coping mechanisms for stress and challenges. They can share with them signposting information about where to go to get help and the resources and the tips and the hacks that they need. A coach can help also to provide some referrals for additional employee support. And just by having that well-being coach within your schedule, your day-to-day kind of schedule and planning, it's as if you sent a message to your team that you foster a positive and supportive work environment and that you really care. And that's so important. So those kind of virtual drop-in well-being sessions can be a game changer. Also, those coaches can be like ambassadors to you, right? So that's another thing, can be your well-being ambassadors within your business. So I was just wondering, do you offer anything similar internally? For example, you might have well-being coaches or well-being ambassadors, or you can have first aid mental health experts. So are there any similar to that practices and strategies that you implement? I would be very curious and really keen to find out. Amazing. All right. So if you can let me know in the comments, do you offer any similar practices to this one? Is it something that you have heard first time here in this webinar? And if you can share in the comments, that would be great. In the meantime, I'm going to move to the next best practice, which is how we can help our employees against distractions. As we said, distractions when working from home, it's a common thing. We see many employees that they are looking for ways and easy practices to help them be more focused and concentrated. So a great idea that you can implement within your business is introducing a digital well-being program. This can be a series of a launch and learn series, can be a series of talks, can be a series of mini workshops where actually you introduce the idea of digital well-being and digital detox. So, and the reason why to do this is because it can help you to create awareness among your employees, and especially those who might be struggling with digital addiction kind of habits, like fear of missing out, phone notification syndrome, and Zoom fatigue. So the aim of a digital well-being program is to help your employees to find a balance between their online and offline lives. And I bet we've all been in that scenario where, we go to sleep and we keep scrolling. At the end of the day, we get to not sleep well. And that has an impact on our productivity, our energy, our focus, right? So that's why it's so important to make sure that when it comes to the digital hygiene, digital well-being, your employees know what they need to do when they feel like they're struggling. So we work with many digital well-being experts. We have many of those experts as part of our team. But some of the benefits is that it can help your employees to discover some scientific evidence of the positive impact of doing digital fasting. Some people, they love calling it the digital detox, or to take regular breaks from our digital devices. Also, your employees can discover some best practices and tips to do a digital fasting. I know that for some of us might be an easy thing to take a digital detox during the weekend, but for some people it's really hard. So what are the best tips and practices that they can follow so they can be on the top of their game when it comes to their digital well-being? The next thing is the importance of finding a quiet place to work. So this is what our well-being coaches teach employees how to prime their environment differently when they have a strategic project, when there is a tight deadline, when they do want to be laser focused on one single thing that they need to achieve. And the next one is the importance of taking breaks throughout the day to get up and move around, and some like practical tips. The next one is best practice number 2 is all about Olympians. And Urban Yoga Lab in Oxygen, we work with Olympian athletes. They can be really, really great if you want to help your employees to get their mentors, to achieve their goals. And why is that? It's because, you know, Olympians are those type of people who are actually, they go above and beyond. They're driven, they're accomplished people. And because they have overcome challenges, because they have learned how to build resilience, because they know how to achieve great things under very difficult circumstances, they can be a valuable resource of inspiration for employees. They can provide their guidance and support in so many aspects. And what we have found is that Olympian athletes can help employees to learn some soft skills, transferable skills. And that's the beauty of bringing together role models from the elite sports psychology and employees from the, you know, the hybrid kind of corporate world. So another thing in terms of those Olympian athlete mentoring programs is that they can help you to motivate, to inspire your employees, while at the same time you help them to build a growth mindset. And during those mentoring programs, you can choose your topic, again, based on your top needs, top challenges. For example, it can be time management, goal setting, stress and anxiety management, how to cultivate a positive mindset. So you can choose the topic, and then you can run those type of mentoring programs. So benefits of mentoring employees can help them to increase their motivation, can help them to learn how to set and achieve goals, can help them to manage stress and anxiety, but also, as we've said before, to develop a growth mindset. So do you offer any similar practices within your business? Have you implemented any mentoring, any coaching programs to help your employees to build a growth mindset or just to learn soft skills? Let me know in the comments below if you have organized anything similar within your business. Never. It's a great idea. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Maria. Anyone else who might have done something similar when it comes to mentoring and coaching employees? I'd love to know. And in the meantime, I'll take us to the next best practice, which is about how do we bring our team together even when they are apart? And that's something I get to hear all the time as a question. There are so many challenges when it comes to remote working and team bonding, right? So we see, for example, there is a lack of sense of belonging among members of a team where all work remotely. And in many cases, we see extroverted personalities, as I've said before, to just like really suffer from this. And it's really important to feel supported. So when we experience feelings of isolation, this can increase stress levels. And as a result, we might experience burnout. We might experience, you know, even a panic attack while we are at home. Or we might feel like we want to disconnect from the world. So it's really, really important, because all those things, of course, can negatively affect our emotional well-being. It's important to have things in place that can support the teams, our teams which work remotely. So one of the things, and somebody mentioned that earlier in the chat, about the virtual pubs, right? That's a really great idea. we do quarterly meetings and invite someone as a role model. This person gives us a speech and we get to know them better and ask questions to them. That's such a great point. And I'm so glad that you just shared this with us, Burko, because I feel that this is so important. A role model doesn't necessarily need to be an Olympian athlete. It can be a thought leader within our organization, or it can be a person within our business that our people actually look up to, right? So when it comes to team bonding practice, I know that organizing well-being happy hours is a really cool thing. And last time when I mentioned that to a friend of mine who is an HR, said to me, so wait a second, you are going to organize happy hours where people won't be having alcohol? Is this the main idea? Actually, it's completely different scenario. So the idea is that we promote mindfulness and well-being via Zoom cooking classes, via Zoom preparing smoothies kind of classes, via Zoom meal preparation kind of classes, things like workshops that can invite our employees to learn something helpful when it comes to nutrition, but also at the same time, it's fun, engaging. Employees love being together and just do that together as a bonding activity. So it can be something that includes a recipe for a quick or healthy lunch that can be part of your weekly newsletter at the end. And of course, there are plenty of opportunities when it comes to this initiative to do an amazing internal communication strategy and a campaign internally to raise awareness and spread the word. So we do offer within, our business, we offer mindful cooking classes because they can help employees to unwind, connect, and thrive at work. It's a relaxing and distressing activity. It can be hosting on a weekly basis, on a regular basis. Employees are encouraged to learn new recipes at the same time to connect. And it provides a break from work while promoting social interaction. And in those classes, as I've said before, you can include a quick and healthy lunch recipe, which can be part of your newsletter to encourage healthier choices throughout the week. The next thing, in terms of the benefits, of course, there are so many benefits, right? That is exploring cooking preparation as an opportunity to reconnect with each other. It can be an educational, it can have educational benefits because we learn how to prepare easy, healthy meals quickly. And it is about sharing some team bonding time with the rest of the team. The next initiative is all about employee wellness classes. Now, I know that many businesses we get to talk with, they speak about the wellness classes as something that is just about the physical well-being, right? It can be a yoga class every Tuesday, and it's all about keeping employees healthy when it comes to their physical well-being. However, at Urban Yoga Lab, we have discovered that organizing wellness, weekly wellness classes, can be a powerful, amazing practice when it comes to bringing people together and making sure they get to be bonded and connected. Now, why is that? So first of all, we offer those wellness classes, not just to their employees, but also we encourage them to bring their family members. So whoever is at home, their kid, their partner, they can join with no extra cost. So that way, employees feel more encouraged, more motivated to be engaged. The second is we provide wellness support while fostering connections and community. How is this visible? How is this doable? Our coaches, they adopt a very personalized approach, meaning they get to speak with your employees during, a Zoom workshop. They get to invite everyone to share what have they done during the weekend? What is their favorite movie on Netflix? So just to share a little bit before they get started. And we have found that this brings this element of fun and interaction among everyone. The next one is about enhancing morale, productivity, and overall well-being throughout this initiative. And the way we do that is that every class has one single theme. And by the end of this class, employees go away with 3 key takeaway tips they can implement within their own day-to-day lives to boost their energy levels, improve sleep, boost their performance. So our coaches do not provide just a wellness training, but they also offer hacks, tips, and daily kind of rituals that employees can make part of their day-to-day lifestyle to improve certain aspects of their well-being. And the next thing is about cultivating a sense of community within the organization. So those classes is about giving the opportunity to employees to share, to ask questions, to exchange ideas. And this is why I've said before, you know, their favorite books or inspirational and inspiring movies, any specific podcasts they follow. So they are encouraged by our coaches to share with others. And here we see, Burku said, we do quarterly meetings and invite someone as a role model. Yes, I don't know, do you have this kind of card we provide, which enables them to do all sports? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. So there is a card actually where, and there is a membership, a gym membership, where you can have your employees join in, like be part of different gyms within the same city, so they can do their workouts. This is a great thing. But what we're talking about here when it comes to the virtual wellness classes is about bringing your employees all at the same virtual space, all at the same time, to spend some bonding time with each other. So that's a different thing. It's not just about physical well-being. It goes beyond just physical well-being. It's about emotional well-being, social well-being, and mental well-being. Some tips, as I said before, is all about the personalized approach. It's about making the activities to be fun and engaging. If they are not, your employees won't be interested enough to join. It's about creating a sense of community. So it's great if you have your own well-being, wellness ambassadors, champions within your business to be part of this initiative. Make it easy to participate. That's another great tip. If your employees are struggling to book and find the class and understand what time is it, will be hard for them. So the registration process shouldn't take more than 3 minutes. And then it's about offering a variety of classes, right? A variety of different topics and themes, so all employees can feel included. So how applicable are all these practices to you? I'd love to hear in the comments if so far you have heard any practice that you thought, oh yeah, actually that's a great tip, that's a great idea. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. And when it comes to the benefits of building a strong community, it's about reducing stress, increasing productivity, and attract and retain top talent.